Hi! So, a cool new feature I just realized my phone does is when I wave, it starts the video automatically. So, that's pretty cool. Okay, hi! We're going to do a finish parade today. So, I don't track my projects. So, I'm just going to say that I finished all of these last year, and I did FFO most of these going into the new year. So, this year. So I can say that. But I have lots of finishes. I have several FFOs and then 2 or 3 about to be FFO'd. Like I kind of stopped the process. The weekend of New Year's, I took all of my finishes, and they were in this big bin, right? I took them all out, and I did a big FFO party for the new year. Wild me, right? But, because I want to get this stuff, I don't like having a bin of finishes, of finished stitching things in a bin. So, I want to get them up on the walls, I want to get them displayed. So, it went really well. I still have a lot more to do, but it served its purpose. Okay. So I'm just going to get started. These are really in no order. I'm just going to kind of start picking up stuff. Everything is cross stitch. I do have 2 quilts I'm going to show at the end of the video for anyone that doesn't care about that. I'll show you the 2 quilts that I for sure, the one is behind me, that I for sure started and finished last year, 2022. Okay. So, where do I start? I'm so excited. Let's see. Alright, I'm just going to start right here. Okay, so this, I love how this FFO, and it's kind of a partial FFO, because I need to add some more to it. But, let's see if I can keep it from glaring. Okay, so let's see how organized I am. Let me see if I can find here it is. Okay, so this is Lizzie Kate. Oh yeah, move my fingers out of the way. Lizzie Kate. I'm just going to block my face and assume you can see everything. Yeah, you can. Okay. So, Lizzie Kate, before we walk by faith, snippet. I stitched this in remembrance of my mother. It was one of her, I guess it was her favorite. She said it a lot and referenced it a lot. My mother had a lot of mother-isms, or Heidi-isms is what we called them. Because Heidi was her nickname. So she just had tons of little, I just realized my quilt is fraying. Okay, anyway, this is stitched on, picture this plus, looks like Legacy, and probably 14 or 16 count. I did change the colors, as you can tell, probably. I didn't change them dramatically or anything, but, I did more purples and greens and browns, because that's what my mother would have liked. And I love how it turned out. It was really nice to stitch that. It was super fun, and I love how I finished it. I just put in, I found this frame at Goodwill. It was like $1, and it's like a little trifold thing. And I put a little bit of lace at the bottom there. It's under the glass. And now I just need to find something, some little bitty stitch things or something to put in these spots. I was trying to, I haven't looked really hard or anything, and one of my goals for 2022 is not to buy any I don't want to say not buy any cross stitch patterns, because come on, let's be real, but to really be mindful is the word, mindful of my cross stitch hobby spending. Okay, so what sucks is that when I was FFOing this, I don't know what happened here. It's got a little spot on it, but whatever. I can put a little bow or something up there. Okay, moving on. So I love that. If you have any suggestions on what I could put in these little bitty squares, it doesn't even have to be cross stitch. It could be, my mother was a big gardener, And I do have some pictures of her flowers and things from her garden. I thought about kind of shrinking those down and using that, something like that. Okay, got a lot to go through. Let's keep them moving. I'm just gonna stack those there for now. Oh, actually, I have an empty bin right here. I can stack them in. All right. Okay, my latest finish. So I've technically finished this year. It's this little thing. I'm sure you're sick of seeing him. He has taken me so long, and I looked back, kind of looked just the thumbnails. If you'll go back on my other videos and look at just the thumbnails, you will see either this or its pattern as the thumbnail in my video in the last 3 videos I've done. I don't know why. Anyway, so my last video, my whip parade, this was in it, and it just shed on me. Okay. I was really excited to finish it because I had found on the Facebook group for their Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, I'll put a picture of the pattern right there. The fuzzy floss was intimidating, so once I figured out via the Facebook group how to finish this and use this fuzzy floss, I was like, all right, and I was so excited. Well, it still wasn't fun. It was still kind of a pain, and I'm like, when I was done, I was like, whew, done. Now I can FFO this and be done forever with this fuzzy floss. And then like a day later, I picked it up. I'm like, that's really cute. That's really cute. So here he is. He's cute. I still need to like fluff him up a little bit more, but that's super cute. Moving on. Next. Alright, so this is an itsy bitsy like Valentine. I don't decorate for Valentine's Day. I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. So I don't know what possessed me to stitch this, but I did, and it was fun. And this is from one of the magazines, Cross Stitch magazines. That's how they finished it. And I was going to kind of do something similar because I have this black and white heart fabric. Thought that was really cute. So that's why I changed the colors. Stitch it with a black gray color. I think it's variegated. Oh, and purple. Yeah, it's variegated. Okay. So we got that. Next. What else do we have? I'll talk about that one later. Okay, here's another Christmas. I haven't shown any Christmas. Whatever. I stitched these on one of our camping trips. So here's this one. And they're from one of these magazines. Un momento. It's Christmas. Yes. I think they're both in here. And they're not both be on the cover. No, just one's on the cover. So here he is. And I finished him into a little bag. So obviously I changed the color. I can probably find it in here to show you better. Where are you? There you are. Let's use the other page so we don't show the pattern. Okay. Here he is. I'm sure we've all seen these little fellas. I just put North Pole ink on there and left the rest of it off. I probably should put the date. And yeah, super cute. And then the other one I did is in here too somewhere. I forgot how cute these patterns are in here. Where are you? Where are you? Un momento. Apparently I'm not that prepared. I tried. Where are you? Okay, I'll show you the pattern because I can't find the pattern. I'll show you the stitch because I can't find it. I changed the colors on this quite a bit. And I would love to show you. Oh, here it is. Okay. Here we go. Here's that little fella. Now change the colors a little bit. So, my original idea was to finish these into ornaments for my little secondary tree that's in the craft room. But if you watch my next video, you'll see why I don't want to do ornaments with those. Okay, wait a second. I gotta take a drink of some hot chocolate. Yum, yum. Okay. Next, this is a patriotic one that I oversized. If you saw my whip parade, you saw that I'm kind of I like doing oversized kind of stuff. So this is Heart in Hand, 4th of July, whatever. It's that one. Super cute. Now this, if you stitch it just regular the way it is, it's like 2 by 2, which is itsy bitsy. But I did it on 7 count, 10 count, and so it made it, you know, 5 by 5, 6 by 6, something like that. So I guess it would be 7 count, wouldn't it? So, and I have this little block of wood, just from Walmart long ago, and I'm gonna spray the edges, you know, cut it down close, spray the edges like they are, like that, and finish it on there. Next, another patriotic. We went to Pennsylvania last year for our family vacation, and I picked this up at the best cross-stitch store that I've ever been in my whole life, and I'll put the name of it down below. And again, it's oversized. Do I have this one in here? I do. So this is Statehood Splendor Series, Pennsylvania by, I never know how that's read. Let's see. Thread Milk Design. Thread Milk Design. So obviously they have all the states and they're all adorable. And the lady in the cross-stitch store was like, she actually had a lot of oversized kind of things, you know. And so she recommended, I think this is pewter by Picture This Plus, and it's 10 count. So cute, super fast. I used the called for threads. I don't know why that looks so funky right there. What does that look so funky? It's got like a, it doesn't matter. See this line? Is it just because it's folded? Or is my stitching kind of funked? Who knows? Okay, but my idea for this one, I'm trying to do different FFOs, you know, than just pillows. I mean, nothing wrong with all of that stuff. And I do have a dough bowl, it's adorable, that I bought with the intention of putting pillows in it, but I don't know, I'm just trying to do different stuff. So I have this really pretty dark denim, and then this really, not homespun, what kind of style did they call this? Kind of like an Amish, kind of primitive? Whatever. So my thought was to do like a little fabric planter or bowl kind of thing with a rolled lip. I'm not explaining this very well, but whatever. When I get it done, I'll show you. There's that. And next, oh, this one, I don't have I just need like a little frame. I am trying to stitch coffee themed things for my kitchen. So this is one of them. I have several more in the same series to stitch. I did change the colors. And this, I think, is also on, oh, I know it is. It's on Picture This Plus Legacy, just like the other one, because I stitched them at the same time. That's how I know. And These are, I think the red is a DMC, but the rest of them are, nope, and the white is DMC. But then the rest is Be Stitch Me silk threads, just from my stash. And this is the original colors. It's very cute. And there's that. It's kind of my changes. You can see that is like 5x5, so I need like a 5x5 frame for that. And I tend to really only get frames from the thrift store, so I haven't come across one like that yet. Okay, this is an old finish, and my original, this is back when I first started stitching again, and I mean, this was really fun to stitch, but it's not really my style anymore. It's a little more farmhousey, and I'm not really farmhousey kind of girl. But it was really fun to stitch. So this is actually on the cover of the magazine, and I wanted to finish it just like this. I wanted to originally do all 3 of these. And this was during, I stitched this and kitted the other 2 up using anchor thread because it was in the middle of the pandemic. Everything was closed, and I didn't have very many DMC colors whatsoever. So the knitting store, I do have a knitting store close to me that carried anchor floss. And so I contacted them via email and told them what I was doing and what I was looking for, and they converted it over to anchor. And then put it, and I paid them over the phone, pandemic stuff, over the phone, and then they put it all in a little baggie and put it on their doorstep for me to pick up. And that store is one of the many stores that did not make it past the pandemic. They shut down, and they had been there a very, very long time. So that was kind of sad. But anyway, so this is with anchor floss, and I have everything ready to go for the other 2, but I don't know if I want to do those or not, or just kind of finish him and let him be by himself. So, but you can see I've halfway finished him in the hoop. This is just a little antique vintage metal hoop. It's all rusted and patinaed. I love it. And yes, so here's that one. Here's another ornament, and again, my first idea was to stitch little as the Halloween ornament, and it's from the Cross Stitch Halloween magazine. Where are you? Where are you? Are you in this one? Just a second here, please. It's not going to be in this one, is it? Okay, I'm going to pause you. Hold on a second. Okay, sorry about that. I was trying to find this pattern, and then I got distracted and looked in the magazine for a little bit. I was like, oh, that's cute. Oh, that's cute. Oh, wait, I'm doing a video. That's right. Okay. So, this is in this one. And again, my original thought was to just do a bunch of Halloween ornaments. But no, I don't know. But if I do it for Halloween, I would do Halloween ornaments over the Christmas ornaments. You know, I kind of reserved this whole big piece of Picture This Plus. It's not murky. I don't know. I'll have to put it up. I don't remember. 4 Halloween ornaments. I thought it'd be cute to... I just remembered something. Hold on. Okay, I remembered. So, I'm going to do a bunch of Halloween ornaments on this same fabric. Finish them into either like little flat folds or ornament kind of style things and put them on this. Isn't this the coolest? I got this at Michael's a couple of years ago. I want to say during the pandemic probably. Or right when everything opened back up or something. It's been a couple of years. Heck, no, it wasn't this past year. It had to be 2021. Anyway, but isn't it so cute? I think they had these this year too. And I've seen a couple of Flosstubers with them. And I guess it's supposed to be like a wreath, and you finish it like a wreath. You know, I instantly was like, you could put a big cross stitch Halloween finish right in the middle of there. That would be so cool. And I just kind of tucked it away. And then I got a light bulb moment, and I was like, I could make a bunch of Halloween ornaments, and instead of putting them on the Halloween tree, put them on this. Wouldn't that be so cute? So, tell me what you think, because I'm excited about that one. Okay, running out of room. I don't have anywhere to put this thing. Alright, let's tuck you over here. Alright, let's get this one out of the way. No, we'll do some more Halloween ones. Stay a little bit in the theme. Okay, so here's another FFO. Terrible glare, because it's a thrift store frame. I love this. So this was a free chart. I'll put the picture up here. I'm not going to share the chart, even though it's free, just because I don't remember the stipulations of why it was free, if it was free to everybody or just Facebook group or whatever, so I'm not going to do that. But I think everybody's seen this anyway. I stitched her up using this gorgeous, see if you can tell, purple variegated thread from an Etsy store that's super far away, and it's just going to be hard for me to get the thread or something that I haven't looked it up in a while. But love how she turned out. And so I used that same floss and stitched this on the same fabric. And so now I'd like to find a similar round frame for this one and hang them both up together. So this is modified. From this. So this is Black Halloween Series by Twin Peak Primitives. And I love this. So this is modified quite a bit. I didn't do the house. And is that all? No, I didn't do the hat. Didn't do the hat, didn't do the house. And is that it? Everything else is in the right order? Yeah. So I skipped the hat, skipped the house, because I was running out of thread for one. So I knew I wouldn't have enough for the house. And by the time I finished this little pumpkin, I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm done. He's fine. So, yeah, so there's that one. If you have any questions, if I'm not really good at remembering fabric and flosses and all that kind of thing. So if I'm skipping something, you want to know something, let me know and I can easily look it up. Yeah, not trying to tease you with things. Okay. Take another drink of hot chocolate here. Okay, move this down here. Alright, so this was Stitchonomy Winter Sal for 2020 maybe? This was pandemic stitching here. I used Threadworks variegated. Nope, I used DMC variegated gray floss. So that's one floss. So I love how that turned out. But I did get super behind on it. And then once I got behind and started seeing the other things, I was like, I'm good. And so I stopped right there, and I'm going to finish it with this backing fabric onto this little sled that I've had for forever. Isn't that cute? With this edging crocheted trim, maybe on the bottom or all the way around. I haven't decided. This is really hard to hold all together, but see, so cute. This had one of those big tacky bows on it, so I just popped that right off. Next. Okay, so this is another pandemic stitching when I was just getting back into it, and so this is stitched on all things that I wouldn't really do now. So linen, stitched on linen, and it's very farmhousey. But I stitched this as a remembrance too. So the timeline, my mother passed away December of 2019, and then, as we all know, the world shut down, especially around here, March 2020. And between December 2019 and March 2020, I got back into I was heavily grieving, and so I got back into cross stitching because that was a craft that my mother did not do. She did everything else, and we did all the other crafts together, and I just couldn't do it. So, wow, I need a hair trim. Okay, so this is half FFO'd as well. The Painted Cow, Carriage House Samplings, and you can see I modified it. I didn't do the words, because I don't really care for a lot of words. And this took me so long to finish. I mean, I finished this last year, 2022, like November 2022. It took me like 2 years to do this little bitty thing. Mainly because it's not my style anymore, or at all. But I do like how I'm finishing it. So I've quilted this up, and it's going to be, you know, it stands on its own. And I'm going to tack these two ends together, and then maybe put something in here. And it'll stand up and kind of be like an old, like, feed sack milk bag kind of thing. And I got some rickrack to go across the top, yellow rickrack, and I'm gonna hand stitch it down here. But I added the little decorative stitching here and the little buttons, all for my stash. And I think it's just very very country, you know. It's very, I would definitely have done something like this and given it to my mother as a gift. So that's why I finished it like that. I think that'll be cute. We're getting down to it. Okay. So the rest of this stuff is things I did for my son. Oh, I'm missing one. Where is it? Oh, it's in this bag. Okay. So, finish this. Hold on a second. Okay, here's a little bitty finish, quart jar, and I'm gonna wrap this up and put it on my quart jar. It's just like a little bitty pickle jar. Hold on. Okay, so here's my quart jar, and it has like a border for it. So I'll put up the pattern right here so you can kind of see the full thing. And I just picked out random colors. I didn't put a lot of thought into it, honestly. And then this is just a little bitty scrap of Ada that I dyed way back in the day, 2020. I thought it was really cute. So I just kind of picked out a couple of colors and went with it. So I am trying to decide if I want to do any kind of border or just put it on there and be done. It doesn't wrap all the way around, so I need to come up with maybe just adding some fabric there would be fine. So there's that one. Okay, so when I found out I was pregnant, I kind of went crazy with stitching things for the baby sampler or for his room and that kind of thing. So this was the first one that I did. I think I've shown this a million zillion times, and it's still not technically finished. But so what I did, and I've mentioned this before, is change. I didn't do the flowers. I didn't do the flower stuff up here. I changed it to my son's birthday. So, and then I changed the word. You can barely even see it on here. It says luck right there. Gosh, you really can't see that. To his name, which is Luke. But when I did that, you can't see it either. So then I was like, well, I'll just take a darker floss and backstitch it. And you can see I've done that a little bit. And that doesn't help. It makes it look weird. I don't like how it looks. So now I'm going to take the name out of it completely and restitch it in the darker color. And then I'm just going to pop it right in this little frame here. And we're going to call it done. Very cute. Okay. Need all that. Oh, I need to put this back in the bag. So I can actually work on it. Okay. The next couple of things I did for him was another Lizzie Kate doggy string snippet. My son loves dogs. My in-laws have a dog, and up until about a week ago, we had a dog. We did have to put her down. She was almost 17. So I stitched some puppy dog things for him. Here's how the colors are different on here, because I actually let him pick out some colors. So he picked out colors. And here's how this thing, it took me a long time to stitch this because I didn't love it. I don't know if it was all the color changes and I just wasn't in the mood for color changes at the time, or I don't know, but I didn't enjoy it. Y'all want to see like what a real back of cross stitch looks like with somebody that does not care what it looks like, even on light colored fabric? But da-da-da! So don't feel bad about nasty looking backs. I'll trim all those off and you won't see it, or you will. Who cares? I don't care. I am not a precise stitcher. I'm a let's get it done and move on kind of stitcher. And this was starting to not be fun for me anymore, so I just got it done. And now that I'm looking at it, I didn't give this dog an eyeball. He's missing an eyeball. Well, I'm glad I saw that before I do want to give him an eyeball. Yep. He's missing an eyeball. And a nose. So anyway. Da, 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 da. Okay, next one. This one. And this is Stitchrovia. Welcome to the world, little one. I'll put up a picture here. Oh, the glare, the glare. This isn't even real glass. This is plexiglass. Super cheap frame from online. So, story behind this one. I have a lot of sentimental... Oh, and I've stitched. I have a lot of sentimental memories tied to this because I started this when we first brought my son home and I was learning how to do all that mother stuff, and I was pumping because I exclusively pumped and learning how to be a mother, and so I have lots of first time new mother memories tied to this. And so I would actually stitch on this while I pumped, and if any of y'all are familiar with that process, you know, you have to pump like 10 times a day, round the clock, in the very beginning. It's ridiculous. I mean, I don't regret it at all, and I'd do it again if I needed to, but, so I stitched on this. So it's very special. You know, and anytime, you know, when he was an itty bitty baby, they're up, you know, every couple hours to eat and such. So I would stitch on this a lot. So here's the story part. So when I decided to FFO a bunch of things all at once, I had everything spread out on the dining table, right? And it's New Year's, you know, going into New Year's or whatever. And I was sober, so I could pay attention. So, and I don't know why. I'm not really good at FFLing, so I don't know why I decided to start with the most special stitched piece that I have, but I did. And when I did, I sliced it. You see this slice mark all the way down? Yep, there were tears. And my husband is not real sympathetic on things. He's just not. But he was sympathetic on that, because even he was like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? We gotta figure this out. And so what I did was the original intention. I intended to put it in this frame, so I did. I put some interfacing on the back, smushed it together as best I could, and put that puppy in the frame. And now it's just a story. And it's already, doesn't bother me to look at it. I don't see the slice mark. So, but it was very traumatic. Very traumatic to slice into your stitching. So, this next one, I have the thing for this one. Hold on a minute, let me go get it. Okay, the next one is kind of a compilation of 4 different cross stitch patterns. So I'm really proud of this piece. I know it's not crazy, but I love it. I love this one. It was so fun to stitch on and kind of figure out what I was going to do. Okay, so the bear and the stars are from this pattern. I got this off 1 2 3 Stitch, but I saw recently, like a week or so ago, that she put it, she has an Etsy shop, and she has this on her Etsy shop as a PDF. Art Mishka, designed by Anna. From the artwork of Daria Honey. Oh, I didn't realize that. Interesting. Okay. So, and this was a paper pattern, and I had just gotten into using Pattern Keeper. So to go back to a paper pattern where you enlarge it and highlight it was really fun, surprisingly. I really enjoyed it. I loved stitching this bear. There are so many, I mean, it's pretty much, it's not confetti, but that's a little dramatic, but it's, I wish I could show you the pattern. I can show you, oh, it's got the list, floss list. I can show you that. Well, okay. So there are 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 colors, and most of them are brown. And here, I'll pop this back up while I'm talking. So 11 colors in here, most of them are brown, and there's one blend. Yeah, just one blend. And there's one blend. And I guess I used all DMC. I'm looking at my little chicken scratch, as they used to say. I don't know if I'm allowed to show that or not. I don't know if I guess I used DMC. I don't really remember not using any DMC. Okay. But, I mean, I just love this. There's back stitching, which I usually don't care for. There's lots and lots of different colors to give the shade that I usually don't care for. Lots of color changes. And there's like little half stitches under here. But I loved it. I just loved stitching this little bear. It took a while, but even my husband, who usually doesn't say much about my cross stitch stuff that I'm working on, even he was like, wow, that's really cool. How many colors is in that? A lot. Well, there's 11 colors. So I stitched this first. So again, in the new motherhood land, it's a huge adjustment. And so I was feeling really bad about the state of the house. I mean, I didn't realize the house gets so bad when you first bring a baby home. It really does. And I know it didn't bother anybody but me. But it was just crazy. I mean, why wouldn't it be crazy? You know, you're bringing this human tiny thing that needs you for every single thing to your house, and where you've been gone, you know, for 2 or 3 days. And I mean, for me, the healing process was kind of threw me for a loop. So I didn't do anything but take care of the baby for the first 3 months of his life. I swear it felt like. Definitely the first 6 weeks. I mean, I didn't do anything but take care of the baby. So I came across this quote. And again, I don't like words a lot. So the fact that this quote spoke to me enough to where I wanted to stitch it tells me I definitely had some postpartum issues. But it's a beautiful quote. It's very old. The cleaning and scrubbing will wait till tomorrow. Is that under the... Sorry. Wow, I really threw this frame together. Now see, okay, we're moving on. The cleaning and scrubbing will wait till tomorrow, for children grow up, as I've learned to my sorrow. So quiet down cobwebs, dust, go to sleep. I'm rocking my baby, and babies don't keep. So that's why I kept reminding myself, babies don't keep. And they sure don't, because now he is almost 2. So, stitch that, and I'll pop up the pattern of the words that I used. And then I found this little footprint online for free. And then this is his initials, Lucas Henry. I just did that freehand, and then I stitched the bear using the other pattern, and then I found this in some old magazine that's like cross stitch for baby bibs and stuff. So I stitched that little moon because it needed something down here. And then I just made up the border and used some variegated thread for the border. Just made that up. And I actually stitched it for this frame specifically to fit just in there, just like that. So, turned out great. And I love it. Love it. I almost love this more. I love this as much as I love this one. You know, I have a lot more memories tied to this one than I do. I don't know. I enjoyed stitching this one too, though. But I don't know. This was a labor of love, you know. All right. What else do we have here? Okay. So that's all the regular FFO finished stuff. I have one more little cross stitch thing to talk to you about, and then I'm going to get into the quilts. So I stitched this a couple years ago from this book, and it's on the cover. And as you can see, I finished it into a little pillow, and it's so crooked he won't stay up or anything, and he just has fiber fill in him. And he's got this little, he's kind of jacked up, but I was really proud of the stitching and the finish and stuff, so it didn't bother me. But now that I've kind of gotten into more of the cross stitch stuff and finishing, that kind of thing, now I'm like, whoa, I think I need to redo this. So what do y'all think? Should I just leave it? Do y'all ever actually go back and re-FFO something that's, you know you could do better on? Should I leave it? Should I redo it? Because it's pretty wobbly. He won't sit up or anything. And the stitching is really nice. I did a really good job with it. So, tell me what you think on this. I don't know what to do with him. Okay, that concludes the cross-stitch portion. So, thank you for hanging out with me. And I'll see you in my next video, which will be a, I guess a Flosstube extra. It'll be a Save the Stitches, Ultimate Save the Stitches. And I'll go through the story of all of that. So, looking forward to filming that. And, yes, thanks for joining me. I've enjoyed it, and I'm going to talk about quilting. So, if you want to move on to the next, then see you next time. Alright, quilting. So, I did 2 quilts. First one is behind me. This one took forever for me to do because I started it when I still had mom brain, and so I couldn't do it yet. So it took forever for me to finish it, but I did it for my husband, and I halfway finished it and then ran out of time to give it to him completely finished for a Christmas present, so I just wrapped it up the way it was. And when I did that, it was way too small. Way too small for him because he's 6 feet. He's 6 foot, and I don't know, it was just way too small. So I had to take it all apart and make it bigger. And by the time I did all that, I was like, okay, I just want to get this done. So this is not a well-made quilt, but my mother didn't quilt quilts that were just super well professional made. She hand quilted all of her stuff and hand cut out all of her stuff. She didn't even use a rotary cutter. And she really eyeballed most everything. But, I mean, her quilts are beautiful. So that's kind of the quilter that I am too. I just kind of go with it. So this is definitely not perfect or anything, and it's not meant to be. But my husband loves it. So it's a horror, I have trouble with that word, themed quilt. It's using this cute little monster fabric. And let's see if I can get this folded up, kind of give you an idea. So I did hand tie it in, machine quilted it. I didn't do long arm crazy, just straight stitch quilting. So that's where I hand tied it with some red. This black, gray all the solid color fabric is the grunge line from Moda. Love that stuff. Let me see if I can scooch back a little bit. Ooh, okay. See if I can stand up and show you a little bit better. Okay. So you see where I had to make it bigger, and I bought this blood splatter fabric and it was bright white, and so I actually coffee tea dyed it to make it dingy. I think that turned out great. And like I said, grunge line from Moda, and then I actually, instead of doing binding, I bought just plain brown quilt back, wide backing, and then just folded it over for the edging, just to get it done. And my corners are actually, well, this one might look a little bit better. Nope, they all kind of look like that. I mean, my corners, you know, are not perfect. And you see this is like, the edgings don't match up, you know, and I had to piece it together. But it's got blood splatter fabric on it and monsters. Does it really need to be, you know, precise? No. Gives it character. And like I said, my husband loves it. And I'm really proud of it. It was really fun to make. A little stressful, but yeah, mostly fun. Okay, so pattern I used was from the allpeoplequilt.com. And this is done in like preppy kind of style. And so I did this, and then I actually added a row or 2 rows and extra edging, as you can see. See? I do a lot of extra edging, or borders, I guess is what they're called, to make it bigger. But this was the basic thing. And I think this is free. I have it in the magazine too. And then I found this variation online. So, love that. My husband loves it. And then for Christmas this past year, I wanted to make my son just a quick little, he's starting to get into using blankets and quilts and things, you know, covering himself up and covering up his stuffed animals and stuff. So I was like, oh, I'll make him a cute little Christmassy, you know, just some fat quarter bundle that I got from Walmart forever ago. And I'm going to make him a little quilt for Christmas. Well, I didn't get it done for Christmas. And then when I did get it done, he is completely uninterested. So I was like, well, at least, but this was a blast to make. It was so fun. I hand tied it as well and quilted it. I kind of like the hand tie and the quilting look right now. My mother did not hand tie quilts. I don't think she would have, I don't think she would approve, but, so here, it's just a little bitty thing. So it should be easy to show. This is just a little fat quarter, like woodland themed Christmas bundle that I got from Walmart a while back. I just had it in my stash. The red's just from my stash. The back was from my stash. And the binding is very, very old, vintage binding that I've had in my stash forever. And it looks really good with it. And I did do this the traditional way where you know, it's actual binding. And you sew it on the front and hand stitch it down on the back. And I use this really nice and soft, it's just white muslin. It's super soft. And I didn't put any batting in it. Instead, I've used fleece, like from Joann's, just white fleece. Thinking it would be, you know, more snuggly and easier for him to cover up with. And I guess, and unfortunately, it makes it cold. Like it's a cold quilt, you know, cold to the touch. You know, versus this one that has batting in it, and it's, you know, snuggly. So that kind of backfired. But, you know, it was itty bitty. It didn't take very long, and it was really fun. And the pattern I used for this, so it's supposed to be 9 patch, and then some, what do they call these? triangle somethings. But my measurements were off, and so my 9 patch has a big rectangle in the middle, but it's still cute. So I used this pattern, and I got this off Etsy. And this was a great pattern. It was really, really fun and just set up so well. See, so like a whole little book, and it has different sizes, which I love. You can do a baby quilt. It shows you what to cut out and stuff for a baby quilt, a lap quilt, a twin quilt, or a queen quilt. I like it. Oh, hourglass blocks is what those are called. And then it's got a bigger picture of it right here. So I just love it. I think it turned out great. Even if my son is like me, I mean, I try to like put it in his little chair or something, and he's like, bink, and he like immediately throws it out. Not interested. Okay, that's fine. Maybe he'll be interested in it one day. And that just means I was wanting to make him another one anyway for his birthday. So that just means I can make him, gives me an excuse to make him another one. And, you know, actually put batting in it and see if he likes it a little bit better. So, here's like a little corner of it. I loved making this. It's so fun. My mother used to make a lot of baby quilts. And now I know why. Because, you know, you find a pattern that you like, and it's super fast, and it's really fun. And because they're little, you know, and you're done. So, alright. That's all I have. I'm at almost an hour. This is a very long video. Thank you for hanging out with me. And I will see you very soon. Yeah. I guess that's all I got. Alright.